Well, you saw the numbers roll in. There's some things that still make me scratch my head, but look, Donald Trump won historically. By the way, he has now passed 75 million votes, the most votes ever gotten by a person running for president legitimately. I say that because somehow the Democrats are back in the 60-something million votes. 81 million for Joe Biden, yeah. No, I'm not real good at math, but I don't think so. David Lowery is a Project 21 member, a co-pastor at Fernwood Community Outreach Church in the great city of Chicago. And black voters, black conservatives responded big to Donald Trump's message and his victory now. David, thank you for being here again today.
First, let me give all praises to God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for making it possible to be here. And thank you, Mr. Gruber, for having me on your show. I think Real America Voices, David Zier, Ben Bergquam, Steve Bannon, all those who purvey good news, black people are starting to turn to your channel, and our eyes are open, and we're ready to get this country back on track.
Let's get this country back on track. You know, one of the things that I saw a number of months ago was a videotape out of Chicago. Black moms. Frankly, Pastor, they were mad as hell because their community center had been taken over by illegal aliens. The place where their kids went for after-school projects and mentoring and to play sports and do a whole bunch of things had been taken away and turned into a shelter for illegal aliens. And these moms, man, they were angry, and rightfully so. And I think it's places like that were flashpoints of voters that have traditionally voted for Democrats saying, wait a second, what are we voting for? What are we supporting? You must have been seeing the same things.
Well, I want to say congratulations to my friend Tom Holman. Tom was very beneficial in opening our eyes in the black community because he came here. But what America saw was the black community realizes now that the liberals are not going to help us, but continue to destroy us. And so by us being out here, myself, some of the other activists across the city of Chicago and throughout the state, we just kept banging away. We kept knowing that God was going to deliver, and black people woke up. They went to the polls here at the state of Illinois. The entire state was 47%, which has been unheard of for years. And I want to say to black people in the city of Chicago, 43 to 42% of that were inner city here in Chicago and Cook County that put up those numbers. And Steve, I want to say this. I had teams out all over the city in polling places. We found a lot of infractions. And I honestly believe that Chicago turned red because that 47%, we were only 4 points away from completely winning those electorals. And when we went for the final count, they barred all Republicans and poll watchers from going in on the final count. So I feel in my heart that Donald Trump, with the help of the Republican Party, turned Chicago red, but the Democrats here cheated as usual to keep that from happening.
It's too bad. Look, Chicago, maybe the most infamous rigged elections in American history, right? The Chicago machine, yes. The Daley machine. Still there, isn't it? The mechanisms are still in place, aren't they, David?
Well, this is the thing about it, and I'm so glad that I was allowed to come on shows like yours. Black people are watching now. Black people literally are sick and tired of what happened with the illegals. We're tired of Brandon Johnson and the black leadership. And that has been a problem because the liberals have continued to cheat and make the world think that black people are in their corner. That's not true. And the fact that we went to the polls at early voting so they couldn't bring in bags of bad ballots from these organizations like the Greek organizations, and I'm talking to President Trump about something to deal with them, these black leaderships. All of these organizations who have been working with NAACP, the Urban League, all these organizations, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson's, they were pawns for the liberals, and the black community no longer honor them nor respect them. There's new leadership in Chicago and across this country. That's Pastor Lowery. I want to say, P. Ray, Mark Carter, all these young leaders now are stepping up saying, We're going to contribute. We're going to stand. We're going to awaken the black community and continue to do what we need to do to make the black community self-sufficient. And that's what we're doing. We don't want handouts. We just want opportunities to be equally for us, and we can build our own society just like everybody else. So I'm pushing forward the initiative of the Black Wall Street here in Chicago through the Mordecai Project. I'm running for mayor of Chicago in 2027, and we're laying the groundwork so I can take that city and bring God-fearing people and Christians back to city government so we can do righteous work.
Well, and I'm very hopeful, David, you do well in that race. Look, what's it going to take for Donald Trump to convince even more members of it? It's not just black people. It's union members. It's Hispanic folks, people that have always been blocks of voters for the Democrats that are leaving in big numbers. And I think if Donald Trump has success with the people that he's putting in place, Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, Lee Zeldin, Kash Patel, Marco Rubio, whoever it turns out to be, if he has success in his administration, the next election will be even a bigger loss for the Democrats. I'll give you the last word.
Well, Donald Trump has already made his way. He associated with black men. And I want to thank Barack Obama for waking up black men and women across this country to know that they never really cared about black people. But President Trump has aligned himself with us, and we understand, and he understands our struggle. So I'm going to be putting in an agenda together for the black community in the next 4 years and meet with President Trump and lay it out and continue this. Black people are not going to go back to the liberals anymore. They can forget that. Y'all washed up and we're finished. We're going to support the Republican Party or whatever party that's going to help the black community get fixed.
Fix America. Yeah.
Because we're all American.
Pastor David Lowery Jr., Project 21. Love you guys. So I do.
God
David,
bless
thank
America.
you. God bless America, my friend. You're exactly right. We'll be right back.
Thank you.